Hello, I am Rahat. In this tutorial, I will show you a detailed explanation about how to install the virtual environment in your Visual Studio Code. But before doing that, let us know what is actually a virtual environment. A virtual environment is a Python environment such that the Python interpreter libraries and script installed into it are isolated from those and installed in other virtual environments, and any libraries installed in a system Python 1 which is installed as a part of your operating system. And why virtual environment is used for? A virtual environment is a tool that helps to keep dependencies required by different projects separate by a created isolated Python virtual environments for them. This is one of the most important tools that most of the Python developers use. Okay, so I hope you could understand that what is virtual environment and why do you use it. So let's start creating it. So before starting creating it, I have some commands that we will use here while building this virtual environment. So I will upload all these commands in the description box. You can use it from there. So the first step is enables the permission to activate virtual environment. So we have to enable the permission so that we can create or use a virtual environment. To enable the permission, we have to go to Windows Startup and we have to search here Windows PowerShell here, and right click and run as administrator. It is very important to run as administrator, otherwise this process will not work. So yes, okay, let's close it and we can see here. So I am just copying it so that the video is not lengthy. I will copy and just paste it here. Tiny got from platform something. Okay, so I have set this here and it is said execution policy change. Yes to all, no, and you will give a yes. As I have already installed, it is showing me that you have already installed and your operation has been overwritten. So you will give her a and the permission will be allowed and you can close the window. The first step is done. Now the second step is to install virtual environment module. So it is a Python module. So to create virtual environment, you need to install this module. So open your terminal of Visual Studio Code. Wait a minute, I need to deactivate this and clear. Okay, reactivate and I need to clear this. Okay, now you have to give this virtual environment command. Okay, and it will install virtual environment for you. As I have already installed it, so it is showing me that requirements already satisfied. So after this step, we will go to the second step, and the second step is we need to create a virtual environment. So here to create a virtual environment, the command is this. So I am copying it to speed up the video. And one important thing is that this virtual is not like a variable. It is actually the file name. You can give it anything. Okay, you can give it anything. You can give your name, your pet's name, anything. So I am giving virtual because it's good to keep virtual as we are making in a virtual environment. So but you can give any name and press enter, and we need to wait for some time, and we can see that here a virtual folder is created because I name it virtual. So a virtual folder is created. So now we will go to the next step, and the next step will be here to activate. We have already taken the permission from previously, so we will activate this. So to activate, we will copy this command. I am doing this just to speed up the video, nothing else. That's why I have written all the commands before. So if we activate this, and one thing to remember, this virtual is not always the virtual, it's actually the folder name. My folder name is virtual, so I have written here virtual, But if you set here a different name, suppose another name, your folder will be created with that name and you have to write that name here. And if you created with another name and write virtual here, you will get an error. So if you created with virtual, you can write here virtual, but if you created with another name, please write the another name here. And then scripts, because scripts is inside it, scripts, and we want to activate, we want to use this activate bat, so that's why we use activate. So our folder, then scripts, then activate, to activate our virtual environment. And we have already taken the permission before, so let's press enter. So here you can see the virtual environment is created with a virtual logo here, virtual logo with the file names virtual. So it's successfully activated. So what can we do now? We can install packages. Suppose here is a requirement.txt file and it has some modules, and to install all these modules I will use this command to install all the modules from the requirements.txt file. And if you want to create this requirements.txt file, you have to just execute this one and it will create a requirements.txt file for you. So as I already have a requirements.txt file, I will go for that and I will copy this and I will paste here. Okay, so what will this command do? It will go to this requirements.txt file line by line, and it will install all these modules and or packages inside the virtual. Be sure that before executing this command, you must activate the virtual environment. Otherwise, these all things will be installed to your global path. So first activate the virtual environment, then give this to install all the packages in your virtual environment. So let's press enter. And it will take few time to install all those packages. So let's wait. Okay, it's installing. Okay. Okay, you can see that it has installed URLib, IDNA target, certified target, request, FTP, and a lot of things. So if you go to virtual now, and you could see lib, it's the lib site packages, and you could see that our module have been installed FPDF, here FPDF. But here comes now the error section. What is the error section? If you import FPDF, it is showing that it could not import could not resolved. So if you run now with this button, you will get an error. Okay, we have getting a module not found, but actually our module is installed. So why it is saying that no module found? Because this button is activated to the global path, but it should be activated to the virtual environment, not the global path. So if we run this manually, like python app2.py, our file name app2, it will not show this error. See, our program start to run. So it did not show that FPDF could not. But I want to remove this yellow color marks and actually remove this error. Don't want to do this manually. I actually want to do this with this button. So what could I do? That let me execute my script and clear this command line so that you can see. Okay, so what I have to do now is just click this and give the correct path to this virtual. So what you have to do, this open this where your folder is located. Here is our virtual. So we will go here, we will go to scripts, and you can see here this is the python exe. So we will click here and give here and copy this. Before copying it, we have to add something. Wait a minute. Okay, just slash, and we have to give here python exe. Search for python exe. Here we got python exe. Okay, okay, don't need that. Okay, just copy and you have to paste this here. That means you are selecting the interpreter to your virtual, not the global. And after that, you just press enter. Fine, browser. Okay, let's paste once again and press enter. Yes, you can see here is written now virtual venv. Okay, that means your button will work now. It is the virtual venv button. So now you can run it just, and you can see that our fpdf has become green color. So the error has gone, fpdf has become green color. And if you run the python file normally, see, it is running, and I can run my code and everything whatever I want. And my code is running. It is wanting an input name. That means my code is running and it is not showing an error, and we can import fpdf now. It is has become green color. And that's all, and how you install a virtual environment. And that was the full tutorial. Thanks for watching.